Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from top to bottom hair and skincare. That's top to bottom hair and skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome again to Ron's Opinion Don't Matter on the OG Network. And for that commercial that you just saw, if you happen to put in OG Network 26, you will get a 15% discount for any purchase above $35. Let me repeat that. For top to bottom hair and skincare products, for the intro to the video, if you buy anything, you spend $35 with them and use the OG Network 26, you will get a 15% discount on your purchase. And that's real talk. So again, use that promo code OG Network when you go buy that great, wonderful hair care, skincare products at top to bottom and the make. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, when you get off this video, go back to the end of the video, or somewhere in the course of this video, we will definitely play the commercial again. Anyway, hopefully y'all having a blessed, wonderful day. Hopefully God is good in your life. God is great in your life. Hopefully you have a wonderful relationship with God. Hey, top to bottom, and we were just talking about y'all. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Appreciate it very, 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 very much. And today is money talk. I'm talking about money, buying dividend stocks. I love these subjects. I talk a lot of politics. I talk firearms, stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. I like those subjects too. Got my coffee, what I shouldn't be drinking. I should have stuck to the tea, but I wanted some coffee. But I still love this subject of no problem. God bless you. No problem. God bless you. Appreciate your support, and we appreciate that connection between top to bottom hair and skincare and the OG Network. Don't forget, y'all get that 15% discount if y'all spend $35 or more. I'm just saying. But anyway, into the subject at hand, which is buying dividend stocks. And I'm going to take my time today. I ain't in no rush. I'm not trying to hurry up. If people got questions, if I can answer your question, I will do my best to answer it if it's related to investing in dividend stocks. But I'm going to have fun today. Today, I'm here to have fun. If you're here for the bull crap or the childish stuff, this ain't the day for it. I just want to talk about money. The reason why I say that, because a lot of times there'll be somebody on my channel, man, that's looking out, that's looking to get into investing. And I'm not a financial advisor. I don't tell nobody what they can and can do with what they should do with their money. But one thing I do is that I explain to people what I'm doing. And hopefully in what I'm doing, it might help them in their journey when it relates to investing. The reason why I go dividend ways is because I look at it as a means of offsetting the cost of living. So I look at offsetting the cost of living. I know that there is a projected number of inflation every single year. Now, does that mean it's just going to be accurate 100? No, but the Federal Reserve projected a certain amount of inflation every year. That means that they already expect things to slightly rise year over year. Now, the key to that is, how do I find a way to overcome inflation? That's it. Because listen, your bills are going to always be there. The cost of living is going to be there. You're going to have to buy stuff. You're going to have to look for stuff. You have to spend money in different places. Like right now, I got to go buy a new washing machine. I don't want to. But unfortunately, the one that I have, which bugs the heck out of me. What's up, world away from here? Which is bugging the heck out of me because I purchased this thing brand spanking new maybe 6-7 years ago. It is what it is. It's a Samsung brand, and I ain't too happy with it, but it is what it is. I'm gonna have to buy a new washing machine because looking at videos of people repairing what needs to be repaired on this, I was like, yeah, I ain't doing all that. And they took off. I'm watching this guy taking everything apart. I'm like, you done pretty much took the whole machine apart. just to put one part back. Now, I ain't doing all that. It ain't, you know, some things just, I understand the sweat equity and the value in sweat equity, but sometimes it's just not worth all that. And that's one thing I'm just not going to do. But anyway, world away from here. Thank you for coming in. Please hit the like button. Appreciate you very, very much. But the reason why I get on the subject is because to help offset the cost of living. And listen, I know that this is, when it comes to investing, this is not a popular subject. Most people don't even want to hear it. They don't like talking about money. They only want to talk about it when they become a victim of, oh, I'm broke, I'm struggling, I'm having a hard time, I can't make it financially. When you hear all of that noise, but then when you start talking about ways to correct those matters in your life, they don't want to go through the process, or they don't want to discipline themselves to that. So for those type of people, you just leave them where they're at. That's all right. I mean, just leave them where they're at, because they want to be the victim. Because sometimes when people complain, they like the fact that they have something to complain about. So they just stay there. So there's no point in trying to fix that. They just like the fact that they have something to complain. But the reason why I go the dividend way, and I'm going to get, that's why I said this is probably going to be a long video. I'm not in a rush to go nowhere. And, you know, if I'm talking to one person or 5 people or 10 people or 1,000 people, it don't matter to me. I'm going to enjoy myself today, because at the end of the day, I love this subject. I love it. And anyway, and so let's just say we're going to start with the fact that, you know, I have to purchase a new washing machine. And of course, that means that I'm going to have to go out and buy another washing machine at some point. I have to find it, whatever. But the reason why I say that is because I own stock in Whirlpool. I own stock in Whirlpool, right? All right, so, and I do get some form of dividend. Do I have a lot? No. But I also own stock in Walmart, Target, and Best Buy, right? 3 retail stores that sells appliances, right? Every last one of these retail stores do pay me some form of dividend. Is it a lot? No, because I ain't rich, but they do pay some form of dividend. And the reason why I bring this subject up is because these are the type of the reasons why I invest into different things. I always tell people, invest in stuff where you spend money and when you see other people spend money. I just say that because that's just a simple way of looking at investing. All right, so now I have to buy a washing machine. Now, I've collected dividends from Whirlpool for quite a few years now. I've collected dividends from Best Buy for quite a few years from now. I've collected dividends from Walmart, and I've collected dividends from Target. And there may be others, but I'm just saying that, and I'm using those particular ones in general because I have to go buy an appliance. Now, let's just say for sake of whatever, I end up having to spend $1,500. I'm just using that as a roundabout number. Now, over the time that I've owned those stocks, I've probably collected that money. But of course, it's going back into my investment. But I know over the course of when I've owned those stocks, I've probably gotten that much money and invest in the form of a dividend off of those investments. Right? So if I go right now, this is just me thinking, and I'm not saying you have to agree with me or disagree with me, but if I go right now and I go purchase a washing machine and dryer, yes, I'm taking the money that I have invested to spend the money to purchase it. But what if I didn't have those companies, have those investments, and having that money coming in the form of dividend? Now the money that I will have to spend on that will solely go into purchasing the item, but it would not, that I would have to use what I get out of my paycheck to do it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to do that. But my point is, at some point, as long as I keep collecting, the money that goes out eventually comes back, but it ends up into my investments. I look at it that way because that's how currency works. Yes, I'm going to put it out there, but the key is to find the ways to get it back. Eventually, it makes its way to your investment. Why? Because even though I'm going to get dividends, I'm going to recycle that dividend back into my investments. I'm not going to take it out. I'm not going to sell the stocks and that stuff. I'm just going to keep collecting the dividends and then thrust it back into my thing. So even though I'm out in the economy spending money on my everyday life, the way I see it is at some point, the money's going to travel through the economy, and eventually some of that's going to end up into my investments. Why? Because I got money everything that I could possibly invest my money into. This is my strategy. I don't know how other people do it. I'm not saying that this is the perfect way to do it. I'm not saying this is the only way to do it. I'm not saying that there's no other way to do it and stuff like that. I am not a stock trader. I do occasionally, get close out a position or something, not for the sake of trading and trying to chase a dollar every day, but because I may see another way to reposition that money somewhere else that may be better suited for me, understanding the risk involved, and I'm good with it. But I say that to say this is that, yes, I'm going to have to buy that. It is what it is. But if I look at the amount of money that I'm collecting in dividends, and I looked at the amount of money that I'm going to have to spend on purchasing a washing machine or whatever the case may be, if I looked at it and doing a comparison, it will almost be like I got the washing machine for free. Yes, the money is being transferred and is being moved. But because I've been collecting so much, I'm only taking the money that I've collected from the very same companies to go put it back and get the product. Now you get the money, I get the product. That's how I look at it. Same thing with fuel in my car. It's the same thing with fuel in my car. I go out there, I gotta buy gas to fuel my vehicle, right? But speaking of that, I just bought some more, and I'm gonna just see if that's down because I'm gonna put that in the chat. But if it's still, I'm in the red with it, but I just want to see where the number's at right now. So give me a second, y'all. Like I said, these are not a suggestion for anybody to buy. I'm just telling y'all what I did. And this morning, yes, it was. I'm just telling y'all what I bought. More of, because I already have it. All right, I put that in the chat, which is NOG. I already have the stock. I just decided I wanted to buy some more. So I put that in the chat. I decided I wanted to purchase some more of that stock. Why? Because it's fuel and it's down for me. It's actually in the red. Hold on one second, y'all. It's down for me. And I had to put this in the red. So currently the price is sitting at $21.36. It's not that much lower than what I have. My average cost is $23.37, and the price of it right now is $21.36. I don't have a whole lot, but the company is Northern Oil and Gas. I'm going to, as much as I can, I'm going to keep buying. I have a number that I'm trying to reach. I always try to get 100 shares or something. Now, of course, 100 shares of a lot of certain companies is expensive. But my first plan is always $500 or 100 shares, whatever is the cheapest way to go. And then I build from there. So if I get this company and I say, okay, I want to get 100 shares of Ford, I'll freeze at 100 shares. Doesn't mean I'm not going to buy any more Ford. It just means that I'm going to go try to work on something else, especially if Ford goes into the green. A lot of time when I'm trying to do this, the companies are going to green for me, and then I have to go look for something else. This is just what I do. So like with Ford, I was trying to get to 100 shares. I actually got 100 shares of Ford at the time when I was trying to do it. And not long after that, it started going into the green, and I'm actually up a lot with Ford right now. But the fact of it is that I said, okay, now I'm going to take the money and I'm going to start working on something else. So I started working on some other stocks that I was working on, just to give y'all an idea, which was ECC. Like I said, this is not a suggestion for anybody to buy. I'm just telling y'all what it is, and I'm talking about what's in Robinhood. So these are the stocks that I'm purchasing. Now ECC, I'm at 100 shares, so I'm going to freeze and push the brakes there. PFLT is another one. I'm at 100 shares, and I'm going to push the brakes there. XFLT. Again, these are in Robinhood, and these are things that I have the stocks in. I have 100 shares of that. I'm going to push the brakes there. And there's other things that I have 100 shares, but these are things that I'm actually in the red, and some of them I'm deep in the red, but I didn't care. I'm going to keep going. That I actually purchased. And like I said, Yeah, it could go bad. It can go better than what it is for me right now. I was willing to take the risk and I didn't care. But that's where I'm at. And there's other ones that I'm working on, but those I'm just giving you an idea of what I actually got to 100 shares of. They're not expensive stocks. They range anywhere from about 4 to $8 a share each one. But a while back they were a lot higher than that. I'm gonna take the risk. I got it 100 shares. I'm gonna freeze right there and see what happens down the road. The good thing about these stocks is that they pay dividends and they pay dividends on a monthly basis. That's all I'm saying. They pay dividends on a monthly basis. You can go do your own research and figure out, if there's something you may be interested in. But I'm just saying these are companies that pay dividends on a regular basis, on a monthly basis. After that, I'll just keep collecting, and then down the road, I'll revisit it to see how other things are going with it. But the blessing in this is that I'm gonna look at let's say ECC, right? We're gonna bring that up to the screen. And I'm gonna explain to you why. And I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna look at the last time I collected dividends, and that stock is at $5 or something a share, right? And I already have dividends actually pending, not for the 100 shares because I didn't have 100 shares at the time. But all right, so if they continue to pay ECC the dividends that they are, which is a possibility they might lower it, you can know how the company perform. It could be a whole lot of things that could happen. But for my 100 shares of ECC, I'm gonna get around $14 a month. $14 a month in dividends. I'm gonna get around $14 a month if it holds right where it's at. I don't think it's gonna hold. I think at some point they might end up decreasing the dividends. It is what it is. I've done it. I've had to deal with that. I've been okay with it. I've had to stomach it quite a few times because that's the nature of business. I always have to look at what a company is doing to see if I want to reevaluate, see if I want to move on, hold, close out. I don't like closing stuff out. If I'm already in the red, I'm not saying that this is what people should do, but if I'm already in red, I just keep collecting. Sometimes I feed it a little bit more, but I'll freeze and hold and just keep collecting. And sometimes, even though my stock's in the red, I look at all the long time that I've had it, and I look at the amount of dividends I've been collecting, I end up realizing that I'm still technically, based off the dividends, in the green. So that's why when people ask me, I said, I never lost money in the stock market because I just always wrote it out. So overall, I've done relatively well. Now, if you're a person that, this you panic and you start selling off, you don't know. Sometimes that's where you hurt yourself because, you panic. You let your emotions, you're scared. I get it. And that's what it is. The other thing is, that's why I tell people, for me, I'm going to start out with solid investments and then I'll branch out there. Are these solid investments that I got up here in the chat? They're basically, no, not really. I ain't going to say solid. But they do pay dividends. I've had them for quite a while. Because I was in the red a lot, I decided to up the game to 100. And I'm going to freeze at 100 shares for now for each one. And I'm already there. And I'm, thank God, my averages are it brought my averages down for those stocks because I didn't have a whole lot at one point because Robinhood wouldn't let you buy no more. Just recently, a few months ago, they changed it, and now you can buy more of the stock. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm good with that. If I do brother a favor, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate it. But that's where that went at. And then, so that's why I say this is a way for someone, if they're patient enough and they're diligent enough, they can offset their cost of living just by investing into dividend stocks. Now, there's a few of them that, I'm working on trying to get to 100 shares. I was really trying to get into UPS. UPS is expensive, but I was buying as much as I could. And there's another one. Let me see. Yeah. These are the things that I'm looking at. I think that's II. Some of these, they pay dividends. They pay, all right. And that one pays every 3 months. The other ones pays every month. But, If you in the chat, please say what's up. Please say hello. You sitting back in the background, just say what's up. It ain't gonna hurt you. Now my FSK. At one point I had 30 shares. It finally went in the red for me. Yeah, my FSK, it finally went in the red for me. And I've been buying it up. I'm up. I had 30 shares of it. And now I'm trying to get it up to 100 shares. I ain't there yet. But I'll put that in the chat. Now, again, it's just something that I've been talking about for a while, and it's still hanging in the red for me. Some of the people that support my channel probably did buy it, but this is in Robinhood. It's a little bit up today, but when it originally fell into the down below my average, I was at 30 shares. Now I'm at 60 shares. So I was trying to get all the way up to 100 shares. Haven't made it there yet. It is what it is. This is another one, and I'm almost at 100 shares. Well, I ain't almost. I'm lying. I'm trying to get to 100 shares. Let me say that. Let me correct that one. Now, FSK pays dividends every 3 months. RYLD pays dividends every month. Now, I believe that's Vanguard. Hold on, let me go inside there. Oh no, I'm sorry. I had that way one. Russell, that's what I was thinking about. The Russell 2000, that's part of the Russell 2000. That pays dividends every 3 months, RYLD. And I'm at 61 shares right now. I'm trying to get that to 100. But again, this takes money. And it takes money to make money. I'm trying to get there. But these are things that I'm working on. This donut is so good. But then I'm trying to work on this. Put the last one in there. FAPI. And I'm gonna put that one in the chat too. Like again, this is not suggesting for anybody to buy or sell or anything like that. This is just telling y'all what I'm doing, what I'm working on. I was trying to get this one, another one. I'm trying to get to 100 shares. I ain't there yet. I'm at 25. But it's in the red for me. But this is why I love dividend investing. I always say to people, I say, listen, yeah, I'm gonna spend it, but at some point, as it flows through the economy, it's gonna end up in my investments at some point or another. And I hear people complain about their finances. And I say this is with all due respect, you're either going to be a victim of this or you're going to be a beneficiary. But somewhere along the line, it's either going to cost you. It's my point. It's either going to cost you or you can benefit. When I hear people talk about their financials, if you was to take your time and really dig into the United States economy, the stock market, and how things work, and if you sacrifice long enough, and I hear people here tell this story the whole time, a bunch of times, but people just don't seem to get it. They'll sit there and argue with you about skin color. They'll argue about this person has more than I have, this and that. But then you watch these people with the same arguments every single day go out and spend their money on these products, but will not invest in the company that make them. I can't count how many times I see people walking around with iPhones, walking around with, I got cell phone plans and they financing phones and all this stuff. Listen, that's your choice. Listen, go do it. That's where I'm at. Go do it. Because at the end of the day, Apple pays dividends, but they won't buy Apple stock. Verizon pays dividends, but they won't buy Verizon stock. AT&T pays dividends, but they won't buy AT&T stock. T-Mobile pays dividends, but they won't buy T-Mobile stock. They always complaining about the cost of living, but they do not take the money and invest in the companies that's charging you all this stuff to get it, so that you can get some of that yourself. They're not willing to make that sacrifice. They're not. So that's why I say, stay right there where you at. You want to be a victim to it, stay the victim, because I'm going to benefit at some point or another. I used to own stock in Dunkin' Donuts. They ended up going back private. So I ended up taking that money. I moved it into Starbucks. Why? Because I want to make money off of coffee. And also I make it in Walmart, Target retail store, because you're gonna go to one of these retail stores to get these type of things at some point or another. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people are. And this is the point that I always keep making. You're either gonna be a victim to it or you're gonna be a beneficiary. I try to buy stock and stuff that I spend money. And I always try to buy stock and stuff where I see other people spending money. Pull up at a gas station. Listen, I got stock. I pull up in the gas station. I walk through the store. I see all the candy bars and stuff like that. I see people picking up. I got stock in Hershey. Why? Because I know people are going to buy candy bars. I got stock in Pepsi. Why? Because I know people are going to buy soda. I got stock in the companies that charge people water to bring it to their house. Why? Because I know people are going to pay that money. They got to. It's just the way it is. So if you really want to live in the United States of America for free, and it's for free if you listen to what I'm trying to say. Yes, it's going to cost you in the beginning. But if you build enough of it, eventually it'll come back in the form of dividend, and it will offset your cost of living. So all you're doing is making the transactions. But at some point, it's coming right back. So you can even let it go through the economy and go to someone else, or you can let it go through the economy and some of that come back to you in the form of a dividend. But I think that for most people, that's going to go over the top of their head. They're not going to understand what I'm saying. I'm telling you that most people is not going to comprehend what I'm saying. They're going to say, oh, that don't even make sense. It's impossible. Meanwhile, I'm doing it. I'm doing it every day. Every single day I wake up and I see dividends come. I take that money and recycle back. Every day I wake up. Tonight, it depends on what account. But some of them pay at night. Some of them release the money at night. Some of them release the money in the morning. So, of course, it always depends on what account that I'm looking at when I'm doing it, because I do have Cash App, I do have Robinhood, and I do have Webull. And I have money in all of them. A few others, but I'm just using those three because those are the most popular right now. Every day, for the most part, I wake up to some form of money. And there's some days it's next to nothing. It's chump change. It might be $1. I mean some change, but there's some other days it might be $35, $40, $50. And think about this. Let's say on average it's $20 a day. Add that up for the 30 days out of the month. Well, technically not 30 days, it's the weekend. But let's just say add that up for 20 days out of the month. And you end up with $400 or $500 to reinvest into wherever you want to reinvest it. Now your investments, your portfolio is literally reinvesting the money. It's taking care of itself. Now, some people have used the automatic reinvestment thing. I don't use that. I let the money sit, and I'm going to reinvest it where I want to reinvest it at the time that I want to reinvest it. That's just me personally. But I can guarantee you that most people are going to hear what I'm saying, and it's going to go over top of their head. It's going to go way over top of their head. They're not going to understand what I'm trying to tell you. But anyway, do me a favor, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. We ain't going nowhere. Not at all. But I just want to reiterate that. Again, top to bottom hair is skincare products. Stuff that I use on my hair, product that I use on my skin. I would suggest you check them out. Look at, if you do, use the OG Network promo code, which is OG Network 26. If you use OG Network 26 promo code, you get a 15% discount if you spend $35 or more. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, here's a brief commercial and we'll be right back.
Fellas, ladies, you're looking for lotions, you're looking for beard oils, but unfortunately everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
You'll get that? But that's what I'm talking about. Top to bottom hair and skincare products. One of the supporters of the OG network. One of the and we appreciate their support. We appreciate everything that they do. The product that they make is wonderful. And if you don't know, now you know. Please go check out Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. Use the OG Network 26, and you will get a 15% discount on the purchase of, above $35. And we appreciate them. We really, really do. And believe me when I tell you, you'll be happy once you buy the product. You'll be happy with the hair care products, the skincare product. And guess what, y'all? I be tearing them candles up. Look at right there, right there, right there, right there. You see that? I be tearing them candles up. I mean, they candles off the roof. That's real talk. But back to the subject at hand about this money talk when it comes to these dividends. So like I said, when I wake up, I get dividends almost on the regular, and that's how I wanted to structure my account. Some people, I take diversification to the extreme, meaning when they say, "Oh, you need to diversify your account," yep, collectively, I probably am close to between 400 to 500 different companies. That's estimated. It's not accurate. I don't know exactly, but I know that it's well over. It's 300 or more. I'm gonna just say 300 or more. I got my money. I got money everywhere. And when I say money, don't look at it like, "Oh, this guy got a lot of money." No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I got money invested in a lot of different places. It could be $1. It still counts as an investment. That's the point that I'm trying to make, is that I take diversification to the extreme. This is why I do it, is because I don't believe in putting all my eggs in one basket. That's an old school learn something that I learned time ago, that you don't put all your eggs in one basket, spread them out. And that's what I do. I spread them out. And it's been working. Am I going to tell you that it's going to work for you 100%? Nope, because I don't know. It all depends on your moves you make, the places you invested in, when you invest. You know what I mean? Timing it, being patient, not letting your emotions get involved in it, but use strategy, do your research, look at the company's financials, look at the risks involved as much as you can. And even that will not 100% guarantee that you're going to be successful. But I'm going to be honest with you. I just took my time. That's it. I found my rhythm and I took my time and I kept going. And, and I'm on my way. I'm not rich. I'm not close, but I am on my way. But here's what I ain't. I ain't broke. I'll tell you that much. I ain't rich, but I also ain't broke. Now, again, somebody be like, "Oh, with more money come more problems." Well, here's the thing. I get it. But I know how it feels to be broke. I've mastered that problem. I don't know how it feels to be rich. So I don't know what the type of problems that it come with. I hear the stories about it. So I want to experience some of that how you be rich type stuff too. And I want to know what those problems feel like. As I ain't, I'm not, with more money come more problems. You're probably absolutely right. But guess what? I still want to know what those problems are, because I don't know. I've been broke long enough. I didn't see that problem. I know what that feel like on the regular. So I want to experience some rich problems a little bit, not all of them, just enough to become. Because I'm being honest with you, I just think the problems just going to transfer from you being broke problems to you being rich problems. Either way, there's still problems. So why not have some of the richer problems and the broke problems? That way I ain't got to worry about losing everything, and being broke, and not know how you're going to pay for this, and not know how you're going to pay for that. Whatever. And here's the thing. I don't, regardless to how much I'm doing, how well I'm doing sometimes, regardless to how well I'm doing sometimes as it relates to investing, one thing I can say is this, is that it's I'm trying to find the right words for this one. I enjoy what I'm doing. I love it. Like you said, why would anyone think I'm rich? It's not about anybody thinking I'm rich. My point is, the reason why I point that out is that a lot of times people get discouraged because they don't have a lot, because they only have a few dollars to work with, because they struggling and trying to do. I know what that feel like, because I was there. I was one of those people that, like, just, I grew up poor, extremely poor. I mean, I remember many a times not knowing if I was going to eat or not. I know it. I know what that feel like. So for me, it's like, but the more I started to understand how things work, the more I understand that I did not have to stay there. I didn't have to stay there. And that's it. And I just started finding ways. The one thing I ain't trying to do is go to jail. That's it. I'm not going out there robbing and stealing and trying to. I ain't doing it. I ain't trying to go to jail. So it might be okay with somebody else, but me, no. I'm willing to work for it. I'm willing to earn it. That's it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I think that's healthy. And for someone to say, like Ryan Beans say, did you get therapy? I need therapy for. See, I got Jesus. I got Christ. So I don't need, that is my therapy. That is everything for me. And it worked for me 100%. So therefore, I don't have to go pay the doctor when I have Christ. I don't have to pay the lawyer when I have Christ. I have all of that. And I have everything I could possibly need in Christ. So why would I go pay man to do what Christ is already doing for me? I'm just saying. I'm happy. I'm at peace. I don't stress. I'm not none of that. I'm enjoying life every single day. You know what I mean? And that joy and that peace comes from Christ. That's it. I can't speak for nobody else, for whatever they feel, whatever they, I'm just telling you what worked for me. And it's been working great. And that's where I get my learning from. Everybody have a problem with it? Hey, here's what it is. Please do a brother favor. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. I'm here to enjoy myself. But I jumped out of Robinhood to go look at another account. Actually, I looked at Cash App because I just wanted to see what was going on over there. But would I jump in the stock market heavy right now? No. This will be a moment because the stock market is up so high. And they start talking about all these record numbers. Yeah. For me personally, I'm just going to be patient about it. I'm not going to, I'm a slow walk a lot of stuff. I was, as it relates to crypto, yeah, I do invest in crypto. And right now I'm getting my behind handed to me. But I'm gonna see how this plays out. I used to buy crypto. I'm like I said, I'm more of a dividend investor. That's my 100% move most of the time. I started divvying in crypto a little bit more, and I got a separate account that I buy all my crypto in. And when I say it's in the red, but I'm going by the theory of just keep accumulating and see what happens. So when I get some change, I go look and see how far it's down, and I'll put a little bit more money there. I get some more change. I go look, I put a little bit more money there. And that's it. And that's what I just keep doing. I don't sacrifice my bill money. I don't sacrifice stuff that I need. I look to see if I have room to do it. And I got about 6 or 7 different cryptos that I've been buying, alongside just having Bitcoin. And I just want to see, once I seen everything crash down, I seen Bitcoin back down in 80 something thousand. I just start putting some change there. And I'm gonna just, as long as it stay where it's at, and I can stomach a little bit of money, I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna see where it goes. And I'm gonna let y'all know what happens if I see a crypto go and it gets a crypto run and it start booming at some point. Because I know it will. I just don't know when it will, but I know it will. Crypto is something that people are starting to use a lot more. They're using it. It's becoming more popular. It's becoming more worldwide spread. And it's just another form of currency, in my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. It's just, in my opinion, it's another form of currency. The thing I notice is that the ones that are making the money, just like the stock market, and this is just my opinion. The thing I notice about the stock market is this. They're always trying to spook the average person. And this is just my opinion. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying this is what I gathered in my own head. Doesn't mean that I'm right. I always feel like the ones that got all the money is always trying to find a way to spook the average person out of there. so that they can keep taking and gathering all the money. And I feel like the only people that's going to really benefit from this is the people that's willing to stomach it long enough and be able to overcome that type of mentality. Here's my point to that, is that I'll have money invested in something. And then a story will pop up about the company. It might be some type of scandal, the CEO doing this, something like that. And then I'll go look at the stock and I'll just see it just dropping like crazy. And I look at it. And before, when I first started doing this, I would panic and I would get out and take my money. Which ain't nothing wrong with it, because you don't know where it's going. But then I just said, you know what? I want to see what happens if I just ride it out and buy more. So one company I'm buying, it was a whole story. I started buying more spots. And then UPS is kind of the same story. I'll get to UPS in a minute. So the story came out, some negative stuff, stock price dropped down. I just said, you know what? I'm going to buy more. I got some money, I'm going to keep buying as much as I can while it's down. See what happens. Lo and behold, over time, it took months, maybe a year, on something I seen the stock price start to recover. Oh, okay. Started doing that with a lot of different companies that I had. Then I started doing that with a lot of companies that I had. And I'm not saying what people should do and don't do. I'm just telling y'all what happened. I went and I started doing it. And I'm gonna tell y'all that, and I'm gonna give y'all some. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna give y'all some information, detailed information. Like I said, I'm not in a rush today. I'm gonna enjoy myself. I don't care if it's 5 people, 1 person, whatever. Right? All right. So I don't remember the actual story, but I'm gonna tell y'all the stock, which was Blackstone, which is the stock code is BX, right? And a few months ago, I can't remember the story, but I remember the stock price dropping down back in April. That's what I'm saying. Back in April. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm lying. It wasn't even then. What's up, Mark? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, back around April, there was a story that came out about that. And then there was another one back in 2024 was when this, actually 2024 is what I'm looking at. Back in 2024, Blackstone stock dropped down to roughly $17, somewhere in that ballpark. Let's just say 120. God bless you, Mark. Appreciate you coming in. Blackstone dropped down to $117, and I forget what the story was. But here's what ended up happening. I went in, and I didn't have a whole lot of money. Their stock was $100 and something. So I was like, you know what? I had a little bit of change in there, and then when it went down, I just started taking all my dividends and I started dumping it into BX at the time, because I had a little bit, but my stock average was really up like that 150 or somewhere around in there. So I started dumping all this money in there every time I got, and I ended up with 4. Actually, no, I ended up with 6 shares of it. And not long after, a little while after that, the stock price started going back up. Now, the current price of the stock right now is $155. My average cost is $115. So you clearly see that I am up 33% on that stock. Now, it does pay dividends and it pays every 3 months. But I ended up buying more of it. I ended up buying 6 shares of it. And when it shot back up, I sold 1 share off. I took some profit out. And I said, if it goes back down, I'm going to repurchase the share. That didn't happen. But I took some profit out and I held on to my 5 shares that I had at an average cost of $115. It never fell back down to that $115 average. And it's been in the green for me since. This is my point that I'm trying to make, is that, and I did the same thing and I start repeating that same action. I'm getting ready to tell y'all, this is why I do what I do. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm not saying that I know everything, because I don't. It's all I'm telling y'all, this is why I do what I do. And I'm going to use another one, Huntington Bank. Right? I remember Huntington Bank. It dropped all the way down to about $9.50 a share, right? And I remember it went down to the crap hole. And I had it, and my average cost was like $16. Huntington Bank dropped down to 9-something a share. Now, the average person, what that's going to do is that's going to spook. They're like, oh, I'm losing money. I'm losing money. And I seen that. I said, if that sucker fall below $10 a share, I'm going to go in. And this is a pattern that I kept doing. So I started dumping money, and I said, I want to try to get it up to 100 shares. And I did. Got it to 100 shares. I got my average cost down to $9.85 a share. Huntington Bank right now is sitting at $17.77 a share. I am up 80% if I was to sell it right now. Now, again, these companies still pay dividends. I'm still collecting dividends. This is why I'm trying to say that when I'm saying that I'm this expert, I'm just telling y'all what I'm doing, what I do, and why I do what I do, right? I did that with that company. And I'm going down a list of different things. That's why I said it's going to be a long video. Just giving y'all information because I'm enjoying myself. And I don't care about, all that rhetoric and stuff like that. I said, I don't care if I got 20 people in there. I don't care if it's 1,000 people. I don't care if it's one person. I'm enjoying myself with this video. And this is going to be one of the videos where I'm like, man, I should have been there. I should have listened to what he was saying. And I'm telling y'all the pattern that I would do. And that's why I said I don't go in heavy. What I mean by not going in heavy is that the dollar that I will put in my stocks was just to establish an average cost. I don't use a watch list because a watch list is not going to be in my portfolio. I don't want to look at my watch list. My portfolio, if I put $1, that dollar is just establishing that it's in my portfolio. Now I'm going to work it. So that's going to establish whatever that price is, it's going to establish it for me. The key for me is that not going in too fast and looking for opportunity. If I see that stock price drop a whole lot, 15, 20%, whatever it is, then I say, okay, now I'm going to put more in there. And I'm going to go a little heavier then. And then because I know it pays dividends, now I'm just trying to increase my position and lower my average cost as much as possible. And I've done it many times over. And does I have that work 100% of the time? No. I tell you right now, it hasn't. But it has worked many a time more. It has worked way more work than not work. I remember with 3M. 3M. I remember it. I don't remember the story. And I remember back in 2023, 3M dropped down to under $80 a share. How do I know? Because I own 3M at $82 a share right now. 3M is $161 a share. This is where patience kept coming into play. 3M currently right now is at $160 a share, a little more than $160 a share. My average cost is $82 a share, right? So, yeah, they still pay out dividends. Great. Love the dividends that they pay out. But if I was to close out my position right now, I am up 95% return on that investment because I was patient. I watch the market every single day. I sit there and I watch the stock market every single day. This is why when I say people be like, oh, the stock market is up, I can care less. It does nothing for me when it's up. I get excited when it's down. That is the moment that I get happy and I'm like, okay, let me see what type of money I got to work with. What ended up happening with 3M, I'm up 95% return on that investment. Now, when I was talking to everybody about I was going to buy Ford, I only had a little bit of Ford. Now, there were times that I had Ford, sold Ford, but I was like, nah, you know what? I want Ford. I like what Trump administration is doing as it relates to the auto industry. I agree with what they're trying to do with the American auto industry. I think that's a great, wonderful thing. I'm going to invest in America's auto industry again, and I want to put my money there, and that's the reason why I started buying stock. And I was like, okay, and that's why I went and I started buying Ford. I bought Stellantis, I bought Ford, and then I bought what was the other one that I bought? GM. And every single one of them right now, I am in the green. Ford, I am in the green 38%. General Motors, I'm in the green 86%. And Stellantis, I'm probably in the green about 20%. And these are, I was talking about all three at this very same time, and I ended up buying them. Again, this is where the patience kept coming into play. And this is why I kept doing what I was doing. I said, I'm always patient. I look at the stock market every single day. When I say the stock market, I'm looking at my portfolio. Everything that I have my dollar in, some of the ones that I don't have a lot of money in, and I'm looking and see if there's opportunity for me to up the game. I'm investing in Mexicans while they're cheap. And I'm going to up the game, and that's what I kept doing. And I, MCHP, I'm in the green right now, and I was talking about that, and I didn't get where I wanted to get, but I did. It's in the green right now, so I can't do much with it. Rio Tinto, I was talking about that. I'm in the green with it right now. I'm actually up 27% on that one. And I think there's a lot of things, the stuff that I put in the chat early in the chat is stuff that I am in the red with. Those are the things that I'm working. Like, so I said, I don't tell people what to do with their money. This is just stuff that I'm doing with mine. These are the things that I'm buying more of that I'm trying to get. So if you're looking through the chat, you say, what is he talking about? I'm on all the stuff that's in my chat, which is, and I'm going to click them just so you know. NOG, I'm trying to buy. Well, the other ones, I'm trying to get to 100 shares. NCC, I hit 100 shares. PFLT, I hit 100 shares. XFLT, I already hit my 100 shares. IIPR, I'm trying to get to 100 shares. FSK, I'm trying to get to 100 shares. RYLD, I'm trying to get to 100 shares. FEPI, I'm trying to get to 100 shares. And all of this stuff takes money. It does. It takes money. But, I'm working it the best way I can with what I have to work with. But I ended up, getting to that point where now y'all know, and I kept saying it, even the gun industry. Now, I was like, okay, I like, again, what the administration was talking about as it relates to people's right to keep and bear arms. They trying to stop all of these restrictions that these companies and the FBI and all of the gun industry. Y'all know the whole story behind it. I can't even think about all the details or whatever, but y'all know the whole story behind the gun industry. And they was trying to restrict this, restrict that, do this and do that, and all going after everyday citizens' right to keep this and protect themselves from government tyranny. But when I looked at what the Trump administration was doing, I said, okay, I like the story behind that. I'm good with that. So I started buying it again. Now, Ruger, I'm still in the red, but Smith & Wesson, I'm in the green with right now. Of course, two gun industries that does pay it. I was trying to get to 100 shares. I ain't there yet, but I am trying and I'm working. Unfortunately, with Smith & Wesson, I'm in the green, so I won't touch it no more. Anything that I go green with, I will not touch it anymore. It will just stay where it's at until it goes red. I only worry about it if it goes red for me. That's it. But that's what ended up happening, and I'm in the green, and I'm doing all right with that. And I'm telling y'all, and there's many stuff that I did. I remember when I was buying Robinhood. Now, Robinhood itself, company, do not pay dividends. The stock hood don't pay dividends. Hopefully one day it does. But I remember, and I was trying to get to, I ain't got nowhere near 100 shares. I wish. But I am up 800% return on Robinhood. Because I have it at an average cost of $14, and it's well over $100 a share right now. But this is what I mean by being patient, being disciplined in your investment strategy, not rushing, not being over anxious, trying to buy up too fast. It's always, listen, this is just my theory. Doesn't mean I'm right. It's just my theory. 70% of the time, you're going to have an opportunity to buy. 30% of the time, you're going to have an opportunity to sell. If you're a person that's intended to sell, you're always going to have. The reason why I say the majority of the time you're going to have an opportunity to buy, because most of the time that's just the stock market is down. You hear stories after this, and it don't mean you can buy everything in the stock market. You're going to always find something that you can buy because there's always going to be something down. And then you might have a few opportunities to sell. I'm not a seller. I'm a holder. So I hold on to what I have, and I just keep accumulating because I like that dividend payout. I think that that's the best way to go, the long-term approach, and it seems to be more rewarding than not. And I like it. If you're on the live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. And just y'all understand this is that, I know y'all might be looking at this here. Say, oh, you know what? He got a good, decent pair, some hair on his head. And y'all might be looking at my skin saying, oh, his skin don't look too bad. To be somebody in their 50 years old, I think I'm doing all right. But anyway, what do I use? I use top to bottom hair and skincare products. Yes, that's what I said. Top to bottom hair and skincare products. And I'm getting ready to run a 30-second commercial. Please check out top to bottom hair and skincare product. If you looked at it and you go to the website and you purchase $35 worth of product and you put in the OG Network promo code OG Network 26, you will get a 15% discount on your purchase. And this is what I'm talking about. Run that commercial.
Fellas, ladies, you're looking for lotions, you're looking for beard oils, but unfortunately everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
Yeah, check them out. Top to bottom hair and skincare. Believe me when I tell you, y'all gonna love their products. Y'all gonna love the products. I do use it all the time. I buy the body wash. I get the hair, what I call Afro Magic, but I get the hair Afro Magic, what I call it, but it's herbal infused cream. I get the coconut butter nut cream, which is what I use on my skin. I get the body wash, which is what I wash my behind with. We get their deodorant. We get their candles. We use a lot of product in my home from their company, and most of their product, all of their product, all of their product is organic. They take a very extreme caution to make sure that the chemicals that they use in their product are organic, and they try to make sure that you don't get hurt and you're not going to get sick from the product that they make. They're very cautious about it. They make wonderful product. I think, in my opinion, they have the best product on the market. So please check out top to bottom hair and skincare products. And remember, OG Network 26 promo code will get you a 15% discount any purchase over $35. And now back to the subject at hand before we get ready to get out of here. I say to y'all, and I say to this, coming close, so I'm about to close out this video, but I say this, and I say this in all honesty. Be disciplined with your money. Be disciplined. Don't be over anxious. Don't be so impulsive. Learn how to be patient. Just learn how to be patient. Make sure you find ways to get some assets, to invest in some assets, and minimize your liabilities. This is what I'm trying to tell you, and I'm gonna always say this on my live. I think it's essential for those that appreciate my channel, appreciate the information that they get from my channel. Again, maximize your assets, minimize your liabilities. Find out how to make things work, and as it relates to assets, and how to minimize your liabilities. Things that make you money and things that cost you money. And try your best to overcome inflation, because the prices of things are going to go up. Look at where people are spending money and find a way for you to make money off of where they spend money and where you spend money, so you can get some of that money back in the form of a dividend based on the stuff that you invested in. I invest in Walmart, I invest in Target, I invest in a lot of different things. Why? Because I see myself spending money there, and I see other people spending money there, and I want some of that back in the form of dividend, and I can reinvest in that and keep the cycle going. And that's why I say, have some discipline, be patient, watch the market, keep your eye on things. Because at the end of the day, opportunity is always going to show itself up and say, this might be a good opportunity for me to make a few dollars. And that's what I've been doing. And with that said, I'm going to get up out of here. Like I always say, Ron's opinion don't matter with a lot of stuff. But the one thing Ron's opinion does matter with is having a relationship with Jesus Christ. That is by far the most opinion that I stand on 100%. And that's it. And the other thing is this. Please check out top to bottom hair and skincare products. Make sure y'all check out the promo. Use the promo code OG Network 26. And with that, you'll get a 15% discount on your purchase above $35. And with that said, I'm going to get up out of here. We're going to run that commercial one more time. Y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. I'm out of here. Peace.
Fellas, ladies, you're looking for lotions, you're looking for beard oils, but unfortunately everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.